Hello my friends and welcome back to Kevin's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today, shock, shock, surprise, surprise, I'm going to be painting more minis from the game Star Wars Legion. I've done these before. And I think the last video I did with Star Wars Legion was I painted a unit of clone troopers. Well, this one is one particular clone in, one clone in particular. Got it right that time. Called Commander Cody. Now, usually, is considered a leader. So usually when they do leaders in this game, it's one little mini. Well, this one, they gave us... Whoops. Oh, my. Can't fight gravity. They give you 3. Now, usually, when these games, have like a choice, usually you can't build all of them. This one was unique. You can build all of them. So you got this one here, where he's just standing there holding his rifle, and you got this one here. As you can see, he's in the midst of running, and whoop, dang it. Okay, well, now I gotta do a little bit of re-gluing because this one here kind of fell off. Well, anyway, you got this one here. I'm gonna have to re-glue it before I prime it, where he's basically stepping on a battle droid. And if it wasn't so darn clumsy, he wouldn't have broke. But I'll be fixing that very soon. So, so I've been, in previous videos, I've been saying how I haven't been able to do the priming on camera, but today it's maybe just a bit chilly, but it's not windy and it is not raining. So, and it's not snowing. So I'll be doing the priming, next. So I'm going to do all 3 of them. Just stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and we're going to be priming the trio of Commander Cody. Alright, so let's start with the one I actually dropped and broke. Get this one done and out of the way without doing that again. Alright, so unfortunately the wind is blowing back on me, so I got to tilt myself a little bit. Okay, these pieces are small, so it doesn't take much. I don't know if you could see the priming cloud wafting by me after I spray it. Trick is to not let it blow back directly on you, especially if you're wearing glasses like I am. Alright, well, all 3 are done. And as always, it goes quick. Alright, so next is the base coats, and then we'll just keep on going from there. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Alright, I'm back, and the primer on the Commander Cody trio has dried, and we're going to get started on the base coats. Alright, so... wow, actually, I didn't take out a little handy-dandy device so I could see everything. You'd think I would have, but I didn't. No. Some days, I catch myself off guard. So, sorry about that. And... there we go. Alright. Now, let's get to it. Sorry about the delay. All right. Okay. Okay, so obviously, clone troopers, you start off with white for the base coat. All right. I don't know. You think this has been used in the white paint? We'll use this one. Alright, so now, well, if you hear any music in the background, I do apologize for that. My neighbors across the street are, I don't know if they're celebrating something in particular or just decided to have an impromptu, party outside. I don't know. I don't really interact with them much, so I have no idea. But anyway, getting to the task at hand. So I was looking at the box, which I will show, later. Maybe before I take a break to let this paint dry when I'm done. Yeah, so I was looking at the box, and so for anybody who has seen, the movies, I mean, I know most of the time they're called prequels. I don't know if some may call them, the Clone War era movies. I don't know. Sometimes I wind up doing that, but so they show. I mean, for everybody who's seen the movies, when one of the clones became a leader, they had very specific markings on their armor. So Commander Cody, he utilized orange on his. Got it all over my finger. So he used orange. So I will be no different. I will use orange. Alrighty, that's one. Now this is the one that I broke in the very beginning. So, as you can see, I got it back on, and it is staying. There's no, because if I was worried, or I should actually, what I should say, not that I was worried, saying if the glue that I used wasn't that strong, just doing this would knock it right back off. So what I have, what I do use is a epoxy glue called Starbond. I found it on Amazon. As a matter of fact, since I am now signed on for affiliation status with Amazon, I will provide, excuse me, I will provide a link to the glue if anybody would like to try it out for themselves. But anyway, they have 3 different strengths. They do have, like a lighter strength. The one I use is medium, and they do have a heavy duty strength. I felt like I didn't really need the heavy duty, although sometimes I wonder, but most times I don't, so that's why I don't change it. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, this guy, he's standing on a battle droid, and I will be painting that as well. Alright, so anyway, so yeah, like I said, I do have affiliation status with Amazon, so what that means is if you click on the link for the whatever product I put into the description of the video, and if you actually buy it, I get a percentage. So I did that. Actually, a friend of mine that I work with brought up that idea, and I was like, oh, you know what? Well, why not? And I did a Google search on how to actually sign up for it, and it was not hard at all. It was actually a very, very easy process. I mean, it took a little while, but it was an easy process. If you do hear those voices, I am sorry. That's my neighbors again. And yeah. I'm pretty sure none of them ever watch my videos, but I'm going to refrain from my description of what that sounds like. Yeah, be good for a laugh, but I don't want it to cause me any problems in the future, just in case. Yeah, the less problems, the better, especially with the people I live around. All right. Alright, we're just about done with the base codes. I'm going to have to let that dry, of course. And yeah, I mean, right now I'm kind of like, I got minis for 2 different Star Wars games, both of which have not had the opportunity to appear on the Tabletop Jones Productions site. And just on that, I mean, I know we haven't posted there in a while. I mean, we are starting to post videos there again. There is games that we played that have not yet gone up on there, so just please bear with us on that. All right. You know what? Looks like he's standing on. Whoop. I don't know why I did that. Don't even need to do that. Didn't even need to do it on the other one. All right. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself. All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to let that base coat on Commander Cody, all three of them. We're going to let all that dry. And when we come back, start with some little details. I don't know which ones I'm going to do yet. I might start with the orange. I might start with the little bits of black that have to go in there. I don't know yet. but I also will be painting the battle droid pieces that they're standing on. I know on the one of them I painted it all white. I really actually shouldn't have done that because I'm going to have to go over it now with the tan. But hey, that's like I said, sometimes I get a little bit ahead of myself. I get a little, too much with the brush. It happens. So anyway, like I said, so we're gonna let let the white paint dry, and when we come back, we're gonna start on details. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the paint on the Commander Cody trio has dried all that white paint. So we're gonna start with some details. All right, so let's get the device on my head. Let's get to it. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to start off with this one here. And I'm going to start off with, use the black paint to get in between some of those armor plates. Oh my god. It's been quite the day. Okay. Alright. Okay, so yeah. I was talking about the affiliation status with Amazon before. So, just so you know, and if anybody else wants to give that a try, I did a Google search, and that's how I found out where I could sign up for it. And it wasn't that hard. I mean, it was just like, I think you just had to answer a few questions, and then they kind of link it right to your already existing Amazon account. So now it's like when I do a search for a product, regardless of whether I'm shopping or I'm doing it for this, at the top it'll give, at the top of the screen, it'll give me an option to copy the link. So, so then you copy the link, you do the whole copy and paste thing, and that's how that works. Okay. This is coming along nicely. All right. All right, so I'm still actually waiting for that affiliation status to, actually do something. No one's taking the, taking the, the opportunity on it, to go look up the product that I'm, featuring. So it's yeah. So basically, it's whenever I share these videos, I'm also I do, because I do share the videos on social media. So not only will it be in the description of the video here on good old YouTube, but when I share the link to social media, I also put it in the description there as well. And I'm also, I've been expanding my social media presence to try to draw attention to the channels. And every now and again, I will share pictures of minis that I've finished. And when I do that, if I can share a link to the product that I'm, that I'm showing, I'll do that as well. Although I think the last time I did, it was Better Ray Bill and Ulick. I had shared that just recently, and unfortunately, there was no link for me to share because I guess they didn't have any on Amazon. So what I wound up doing was just sharing the link to the core set. So I'll do that too, because with a lot of these, if you haven't, like if you've never, looked into the game, then it's no sense in getting like a character pack, or in this case like a unit pack. In the case of this game, Star Wars Legion, there's no sense in getting any of that unless you have the core set, because you need that for like all like the tools, the rules, and all that stuff. Okay. So yeah, so I try to, basically trying to spread the means to attain these games, because I know not everybody would even know where to. Not everybody would know where to look, but I'm sure most people could figure it out. But I decided that if I could try to make a little bit off it, why the heck not, at Amazon's expense. If they're offering it, they're obviously okay with it. So I figured, why the heck not, because eventually my goal is to make a living off all this so I could retire from my current job. And then maybe the arthritis I've been feeling won't be as bad after a while, Okay. And thankfully, because previously I'm sure you heard like all the noise, thankfully it has stopped. Like I said, it's neighbors of mine. I don't really interact with them much. And it's for personal reasons, so, don't worry about it. The black paint, sometimes the most difficult part is to decide if a space is big enough that it warrants some of this paint. Okay. All right. Now, I know normally I don't do the wash on these, but I'm rethinking that for this one. I'm not entirely certain yet. I may or may not. All right, so now let's get some orange out, and let's do Commander Cody's unique markings. This actually looks like it's a continuous line around the helmet, so yeah, doesn't hurt, right? Okay. So it's got some examples on the box, which is what I'm looking at. But trying to get as many of it as best I can. Try to make this piece look as good as I can get it. Now, we haven't had the opportunity to play Star Wars Legion yet on Tabletop Jones Productions. And at the moment, we're focusing on getting videos edited and put out, with the footage that we've already taken of the other games that we played. So, it might be a while before we start off into this game. Okay. Mostly all the joint areas is where the orange paint is going to wind up going. Alright, hold on a sec, because there's a stray bristle that's actually driving me crazy. Alright, I think I got it. Oh, no, I didn't. Alright, and then it shows a little bit down here around the ankle. Alright. So let's get it on the rest of them. Alright. Yeah, so, anyway, like I was saying, and when we do eventually do this game, we're most likely going to do from the original trilogy era, like some people call it the Rebellion era. You know, well, I mean, John and I have played the game before, and that's the era that we always use, but, you know, the beauty of us doing the channel together is that we're going to be able to, with, many different games, try out many different ways of playing them. Which I think is a good idea, because it's, a lot of these games are very fun, and sometimes you don't get a chance to to utilize them as much as you want, or to play them as much as you want. And in the meantime, we both have been, trying to find other games that we could use on these channels. I think the ones that we are currently showing on the Tabletop Jones, the ones that we're currently doing at least, is related to the game Zombie Dice, which is a fun game. We had fun playing it. Okay, and it's like I said, it's a fun game. We do have one video of it out already, and we were working on a second one. I thought it would be out already, but I've been looking at it. It isn't yet. But, you know, sometime soon it will be out. Yeah, we generally work together on these things, you know, on the channel on Sundays. You know, we're not always able to meet every Sunday. Some Sundays we do have to, you know, just, you know, like not meet. But that's generally when we meet together. John does pretty much all the editing for, you know, the channel we do together. And, you know, he works very hard on it, and sometimes doesn't always have a lot of time to work on it. So, you know, but we're working on that. We're working on trying to get stuff out. All right. And looks like we're done with the orange. Okay. Now, let's get some feeling back in my fingers. Fingers kind of fell asleep a little bit. All right, so we're going to get the guns with gunmetal. And oh, looks like I need another brush for that. And get one ready yet. Oh, we'll get this one ready. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't used to use gunmetal for the guns. I used to always use black. And one day I was in Brown's Hobbies, and I saw, well, actually no, I didn't get this at Brown's Hobbies. I'm sorry. My mistake. I actually got this off Amazon. I try not to get too much of the paints off Amazon. I try to use Brown's Hobbies pretty exclusively. But, you know, I think there was a time, a brief moment, you know, brief time where I wasn't able really to head out much, and it was just easier. But I try not to take that route too much. I'd rather just, you know, go to, you know, give my business to them when it comes to this. But anyway, I saw gunmetal and I was like, oh, why not? Yeah, I don't regret it. Even when I paint the battle mechs from the Battletech game, I've been using the gunmetal a lot more often. All right. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's let that dry. Then when we come back, we'll just have the base, and on, you know, a couple of those bases, it's going to be also the part of the battle droid, but it's going to be the same color. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry, and like I said, when I come back, I'm going to do the base, and on those two minis where they have like a piece of a battle droid, I'll do that as well. So yeah, from previous units and from what I've seen in the core set for, you know, for the Clone War era, you know, the Republic's bases has always been tan, so it's going to be pretty much, you know, the same color all around. So when we come back, I'm gonna get that taken care of. Then it's all finished. All right. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, we're back, and all the details on the Commander Cody trio has dried. So now we're gonna get the bases done, and we're all finished. I'm actually not gonna do the wash like I haven't been doing for the pieces for this game. I don't know. I just chose not to do it for this one. All right, so let's get to it. All right. Oh, looks like this tan paint is just about done. It's a good thing I bought another one. All right. Oh, damn it. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. All right. Yeah, like I said, at some point, this game will be brought out on the Tabletop Jones channel. I just cannot guarantee when it will happen. All right, so also, I know that for the units, I tend to make a notation on the bottom, on the base of, like what unit, and I put a number. And I do that because you can have, multiple, of these units, but I don't do it with the leaders because you can only have one of them. So yeah, there might be 3 versions of Commander Cody, but when it comes to playing the game, only one of them is going to be used. And I am looking forward to playing this game because I actually do have, I got to revisit the site that I went to because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but there is a site that I've gone to a couple of times for terrain for this game, and they have some really nice stuff, and a lot of it is already like pre-painted, so you don't have to, basically it's just like out of the box. You can put it out and use it, which I think is pretty nice. Sometimes that's good to not have to do the painting yourself. Yeah, so the only thing the only thing about that is, since most of my stuff is in my basement, and since I've been doing this, I've been doing these channels. I've been doing everything up here on the main floor. So I've decided to bring a lot of my gaming stuff up here on the main floor. Well, eventually, I'm either going to have to bring some of the stuff back downstairs, or I'm just going to have to keep going up and down the stairs every time when I prepare for some of these games, because I'm running out of room up here. Okay. Okay. All right. And there we go. We have finished the Commander Cody's. I already knocked one over. Okay. Obviously, paint on the base is still drying, but I could still display them. Oh. I should have done that first. All right, and here they are. The Commander Cody trio. One of them, don't know which one, but one of them will be deployed one day for a game of Star Wars Legion. Anyway, so that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and share this video as much as possible. Also, please go to Tabletop Jones Productions and do the same there. Like and subscribe and share those videos as much as possible. We are trying to reach as many people as possible. Also, follow us on Facebook. You can find us also on X, on Instagram, and on TikTok. I have an account that says Kevin of Tabletop Jones Productions. So we are trying to expand our social media presence. So please, follow us there. Every now and again, I post up a video, pretty much saying what's coming up, and try to keep everybody informed of the channels. Trying to keep everybody aware of the channels. So anyway, like I said, like, subscribe, and share as much as possible. And you enjoy yourself out there. You have a great day, and I will see you again. Thank you for watching.